Hello and welcome to EFD, where today we're looking at 10 Superstar Academy graduates big teams are set to lose either this summer or the next. Let's go. 10. Maxence Caqueret. The French giants Lyon produce a steady stream of talent that often gets cherry-picked by their rivals. Houssam Aouar has long been courted by Europe's elite, while the talented winger Ryan Cherki looks destined for a career elsewhere. However, we're taking a look at Maxence Caqueret, the beating heart of Lyon's midfield. At 5'8", the 21-year-old is a diminutive figure, but that doesn't stop him from being a pressing machine. Over the past 2 campaigns, he has averaged a massive 32 pressures a match, of which around 21% came in the final third, while also peaking at an impressive 5.8 tackles and interceptions per 90. These are huge numbers, which partly explains why Lyon were willing to sell Bruno Guimaraes in the winter. The Brazilian had taken up the defensive mantle this season, allowing Caqueret to push further forward, but now he's gone, the Frenchman has resumed his normal duties, helping defeat Nice recently with a stunning contribution of 3 interceptions and 5 successful tackles. No Bruno, no problem. With shades of N'Golo Kante running through his game, Caqueret will be wanted elsewhere. His contract is up in 2023, and after recently admitting he wasn't sure what lay next, don't be shocked to see Caqueret on the move this summer. 9. Giacomo Raspadori. Born an hour from Sassuolo, Giacomo Raspadori is in his 4th Serie A campaign with the Nero Verdi, who he joined at 9 years old in 2009. At home across the front line, Raspadori has taken up an attacking midfield role this season, and has produced 12 goals and assists in almost 1900 minutes of action, bringing him to 20 in 37 starts since his debut back in 2019. Everything points to high potential. Despite playing deeper than last season, Raspadori has upped his shots from 1.7 per 90 to 2.7, and maintained his creativity with 1.8 key passes a match. Dribbles and defensive pressures, on the other hand, have come down, but Raspadori's involvements are more telling now, winning possession twice as often as last year, as well as dribbling forward and into the final third more. But most interesting is his ability to find space in the danger zone, with 9 progressive passes received a game, putting him among the top 7% of attackers and suggesting he's got the brains to elude defenders. A talent that will serve him well in a better side, even if his 5'8" frame puts him at a disadvantage. Already capped 7 times, Raspadori has naturally been linked with Juventus, along with teammates Gianluca Scamacca and Hama Traore. But if Sassuolo can keep the trio for another year, they have the chance to do something very special. 8. Calvin Ramsey. Scottish fullbacks are in high demand after finding success across the continent. Nathan Patterson was recently snapped up by Everton for €14 million, while the young Ben Dokes is already being tipped to one day join Kieran Tierney in swapping Celtic for the Premier League. However, before then, Aberdeen's Calvin Ramsey looks primed for a dream move of his own. On the books of the Dons for the last decade, Ramsey was reportedly the subject of 5 separate bids this winter, including a €5 million punt from Bologna in Serie A, where his fellow countryman Aaron Hickey calls home. So why the interest? The 19-year-old might only have 21 Premiership appearances to his name, but he's made quite an impact down the right flank. His defensive numbers aren't great, currently averaging more fouls than he completes tackles, but going forward he's been exceptional, chalking up 4 assists so far. Only Rangers set-piece specialist James Tavernier betters his 2.8 key passes per 90, although no one beats his 1.3 successful dribbles. For all his good work, Aberdeen are struggling after winning just once in 2022. Fall to relegation, and there'll be little stopping Ramsey from moving on. Either way, it's happening sooner rather than later. 7. Ryan Gravenberch. With a market value of €35 million, Transfermarkt rate Ryan Gravenberch as one of the 25 most valuable under-21s in the world, and with good reason. The Dutchman won't turn 20 until May, but will hit 100 appearances for Ajax before that, and with a contract up in 2023, is sure to be on the way out of Amsterdam soon, especially if rumours indicating Bayern Munich are on the midfielder's tail. Tall and rangy, Gravenberch has been linked to Paul Pogba, and for once the comparison actually makes sense. Like the Frenchman, Gravenberch is no defensive powerhouse, winning possession just 2.6 times a match, but he routinely makes an impact in the final third, racking up 2 shots and 1.4 key passes a game, while his ability to wriggle through pressure is off the charts, yielding a truly incredible 2.9 successful dribbles per 90, better than all but one midfielder in Europe's top 5 leagues, and so good that it could halve and still rank in the top 20% of CMs across the continent. A favourable draw in the Champions League means Ajax could go deep again, drumming up business for yet another homegrown star. But let's just hope Gravenberch's inevitable move ends up better than those of De Jong, De Ligt and Van der Beek. 6. Fábio Vieira. We couldn't put this list together without featuring a player from the Primeira Liga, considering the flood of talent that continues to pour out of Portugal. And next up is Porto sensation Fábio Vieira. Part of the Dragons' youth system since the age of 8, in 2018-19 Vieira helped Porto win the UEFA Youth League, scoring against Chelsea in the final. Then later that year he was named the best player at the Under-21 European Championships, and last summer Liverpool reportedly failed in a £9 million bid to sign the attacking midfielder. Now 21, Vieira has taken to senior football at ease. He's enjoying a stunning breakout campaign for the Blue and Whites, scoring twice and hitting 11 assists as Porto surged towards their 30th league title. No one in the Portuguese top flight has a better assist-to-minute ratio than Vieira, who has produced a goal with almost every other key pass this term. Porto have managed to tie down the young star until 2025, but there are no guarantees he won't leave before then. Tottenham are said to be desperate to land him this summer, so another monster transfer could be on the cards. 5. Hugo Ekitike. Born in Reims and now leading the line for Le Rouge et Blanc, Hugo Ekitike is just 19, but has already been at the club for 9 years, though that could soon come to an end. Newcastle offered north of £30 million for the Frenchman in January, and Chelsea, Liverpool and West Ham are also credited with interest. Unsurprising, given the teenager has netted 9 and assisted 2 already this campaign. That works out to a contribution every 105 minutes, and Ekitike has XG to match, sitting 13th among league players at the time of writing. Across Europe, he's the 3rd highest scoring player under 22, trailing only Haaland and Vinicius Jr, and his game is showing signs of unusual maturity, with solid shot numbers accompanied by 1.5 dribbles per match, 1 chance created and 30 passes, making him unusually involved for a striker. Factor in his work rate with tackles and interceptions placing in the top 2% of forwards and his 6'2" frame, and you have the makings of a monster, making it no wonder Reims won triple their previous record sale of €30 million to let him go. Turning down the Magpies suggests Ekitike has a vision for his future. We're intrigued to see where it takes him this summer. 4. Declan Rice. West Ham fans won't like it, but Declan Rice will move on from the Hammers. The Englishman is quite simply exceptional. For the 3rd straight year, his tackling numbers are among the best in the Premier League, while no one has produced more interceptions than Rice since the start of 2019. But this season, it's his work in attack that has caught the eye. Encouraged to get more involved further forward, Rice has hit a career-high 7.6 progressive carries per 90 and 6.5 passes into the final third. His 5 goal involvements is better than in any previous campaign, while it's amazing to think at just 23 he's already surged over 200 appearances for club and country. Moyes has made it clear it will take at least £100 million to prize his star midfielder away, and the player's contract does still have over 2 years to run. But Rice has also stated he wants to be competing for every title possible. West Ham can't satisfy that desire on a consistent basis, so the time will come for the England international to find a club that can. 3. Fabio Carvalho. In the January transfer window, Liverpool failed in their attempt to push through a move for Fulham's Fabio Carvalho in the dying minutes of deadline day. A difference in paperwork rulings between the Premier League and Football League ultimately meant the EFL didn't recognise the deal sheet that was submitted before the 11 PM cutoff, keeping Carvalho at Fulham for now. Liverpool will return to sign the 19-year-old in the summer, by which point he'll be a free agent. Any winter transfer had been valued at around £8 million, and a similar fee could be on the cards again, with Fulham entitled to compensation for developing the England youth international. And with Manchester United reportedly eyeing up the attacking midfielder, Liverpool will want to finalise this transfer sooner rather than later. For Fulham, it's a case of yet another wonder kid slipping through their grasp. Carvalho has been in stunning form this term, scoring 7 and assisting 5 for the Championship leaders, with only Harry Wilson topping his 1.9 key passes per game in the Cottagers squad. Like with Moussa Dembele, Ryan Sessegnon and Harvey Elliott, Fulham should just enjoy Carvalho while they can. 2. Boubacar Kamara. One of the longest serving players in club football, Boubacar Kamara is just 22 but has been with Marseille for 17 years, joining his hometown side at 5 and since playing 150 games over 6 seasons with the senior team, featuring under 3 different coaches as both a midfielder and a centre-half. This season, the Frenchman is firmly ensconced at DM, anchoring a team currently competing for 2nd place, but is surely out of the Stade Velodrome this summer thanks to an expiring contract in June. It's a pity as Kamara's potential has finally blossomed under Georges Sampaoli. Always a big defensive presence, Kamara is hitting a career-high 4.6 tackles and interceptions per 90, but it's his on-ball contribution that's attracting suitors, with 6.6 passes into the final third each game, a big increase on his previous best of 5, while he's gone from 74 touches per 90 to 88, and is running forward at will, completing 5.4 progressive carries a match, a massive rise from last season's 4. Now not only a destroyer but an all-round game controller, Kamara is on the radar of Leeds, Newcastle and Manchester United, and Marseille won't see a penny for the work they did developing him. 1. Gavi. With just 6 Barcelona players earning more league minutes than Gavi, you'd expect the 17-year-old to be impossible to extract from the Camp Nou. But the Spaniard's contract ends in 2023, and he has a €50 million buyout and could earn twice as much at Liverpool or Chelsea as Barcelona can afford, opening the door to yet another damaging loss for the Catalan Giants. Given his age and 6 goal involvements in 17 starts, signing the youngster would be a coup for any side. Splitting his minutes between midfield and the flank, Gavi is putting up a very solid 0.3 xG per 90, despite limited shot and key pass numbers. But it's his incisive pass and move play earning comparisons to Iniesta, with 5 final third entries, 7 forward carries and 30 touches in the danger zone each game, all ranking in the top 10% of midfielders. He's also a vision of a more energetic modern Barca, racking up 21 pressures per 90, this time second in the squad and only one of 3 Barca players averaging over 15. We expect the Blaugrana will move mountains to try and keep the La Masia graduate in Catalonia, but that's not as easy as it used to be. Their loss could yet be the Premier League's gain. So that was 10 academy graduates your club won't keep hold of. Where do you think we're right? Where do you think we're wrong? Let us know in the comments down below, and let us know which players we might have missed, and maybe we'll do a part 2. Make sure you like the video and are subscribed to EuroFootball Daily, and we'll see you next time.